Congress has lost that caste card long back, and everybody is playing it now. So it doesn't work anymore. So now he is going back to the age-old class conflicts and wealth redistribution and all that. See, as I said, it is very, very dangerous. Now, let me quote from the Congress Manifesto, a very, very insidious thing. Under the subject economics, the Congress has said that we have to press the reset button. The Congress has said we have to press the reset button. And the next sentence it says, in 1991, we launched the reforms. After 33 years, it is time to now take a relook at all those things. And so we have to press the reset button. So is he now negating all that reforms and that his own mentor, so-called mentor, and I would call puppet PM of UPA, Mr. Manmohan Singh, unleashed under the under Narasimha Rao? Is Congress going to now go back on all that and then reset the economy? What is going to be? What does he mean by the reset? Very few people have really looked at this particular aspect of the Congress Manifesto, and that is where the core problem is. The Congress is clearly going back on its economic liberalization of the 1991, and then I think my suspicion is that it is going back to the old socialist ways and the license Raj ways. So these are the things that these are not fears that I am now propagating or propounding, but this is what Rahul Gandhi has fallen back on in pure desperation. I think he does not understand the way the world has moved. We should first try to clearly recall what happened before 1991 after 40-45 years of Congress rule. You understand? No, he says reset button means, what does he mean by the reset button in the Congress Manifesto? I'm not saying it. It is there in the Congress Manifesto. And he has made an analysis, the party has made an analysis under P. Chidambaram, a great economist in the Congress. And he is the, I think, head of the campaign, the manifesto committee or something. And he has said you have to reset the economic button. What do you mean by that? You want to go back to the old ways? Where there's poverty was so bad, the fiscal deficit was so bad. We have come a long way after that. So where is he taking the country back to? I think he's trying to be more left than the leftists. He's trying to be more left than the leftists. It's cast out of his now thing. The only thing he has is the this wealth card. So he's trying to be more. And even in the wealth card, is very vague. It's very, very vague. Who decides who is rich and who is poor? Exactly. So if my neighbor is having 10,000 rupees more than me, should I call Rahul Gandhi and ask him, see, why don't you ask him to give me 5,000 rupees? Is this what is redistribution? Where is the clarity in all these things? Where is the policy in all these things? Very funny. That's what I will tell you. Today, the tax rates have to be cut further if you have to spur growth, spur investment, and spur employment. As I said in one of the interviews earlier, there has to be protection for the employers first. If you go back to your communist manifesto kind of thing and bring back all these rotten ideologies of Marx and Engels, which Rahul Gandhi has now paraded or peddled, we are finished. We have to think in terms of the employers. We have to give protection to the employers. Only they will be able to generate jobs today. It need not be always the Adanis and the Ambanis. It has to be the smaller MSMEs and the manufacturing sector and all these kinds of small traders who employ people. Every tax cut given to a small business, you must bring it down to less than 15% or even 10%. So only then there will be investment in these. Even now the tax regime is very harsh. So Congress kind of tax regime is unthinkable. That's what I will tell you.
So to conclude, I would want to take you back to what you said about Manmohan and reset button and all that. Rahul has been talking about bringing up a revolution in, I think, as we discussed, he is only talking about redistribution of wealth, which is a very loaded thing to say. Why would I want my wealth to be given to you, or your wealth? Why would you want it to give it to me? That's one, the revolution part. The other thing that you pointed out is that it's not just because I'm correlating from what you said. He's saying this in public, and nobody has noticed. You brought it to my notice also. This rebooting of economy, that we need to reboot, right? Which means two things. One is that this revolution that he's talking of is not in thin air. He really wants to do something with it. Two, is that he's turning the entire Manmohanomics, of which that party is so proud of, on its head. So talk on that for a bit, and then we will close it.
Yeah. See, I have said it earlier. It is there in bold print. This reboot of the reset the economy. The economy has to be reset, and in that context, it has been said that the 1991 to now 33 years have passed, and it is now time to relook at the very core philosophy of that reform process that Narasimha Rao initiated. Manmohan Singh was a second
Yeah,
player in that.
correct.
Second player.
Yes.
But for Narasimha Rao, it would not have happened. But the
Mm.
Congress does not want to acknowledge Narasimha Rao for obvious reasons. He was not part of the family or anything. So he ran the best Congress government that we had had so far, and that's the changed India. We were
Mm.
beggars on the eve of 1991 after Rajiv Gandhi's assassination. On the eve of 1991 election, the country was begging, and Narasimha Rao changed all that along with Manmohan Singh. So now Rahul Gandhi trying to overturn Manmohanomics completely is a very, very dangerous thing, as I keep saying in this particular show. No,
Mm.
my only word I can use is that this is very insidious. He does not care about the country. He just does not seem to care about the
Mm.
country, and he is absolutely rootless about the basic economic history and what had happened before the liberalization. What was the state of the country before liberalization? The state was wrought by his father, his grandma, his great grandma. This is the family. It runs in the family. I'm not saying that they didn't do anything for the country. They did a lot of things. Nehru, Indira Gandhi, they did a lot of things on many fronts. But ultimately, it is the economic stupid. That's what they say. There is no ideology or no faith or nothing on empty stomach. Manmohan Singh and Narasimha Rao changed all that. And this man comes around now after 25, 33 years and says that he wants to reboot. He wants to say that he wants to go back to all this kind of revolution. I am very, very scared of this very word revolution. All these revolutions in this world have only led to bloodletting and led to dictators and all these kinds of things. No revolution has ever worked. I have quoted many names from history. I'm not going to say that Rahul Gandhi will become a dictator, because I even doubt if he's going to become the prime minister in the first place. So that is
So,
not there. But the very revolution rankles in my mind. It brings back big memories. I think the younger generation would do well to read history of all these so-called revolutionaries. Post World War has thrown up most number of revolutionaries. People who Mao and Stalin and all these people who did what they did with these revolutions. Now the Congress is talking about revolution. That very word revolution gives me the jitters.
so is Congress then, in its manifesto, actually disowning Manmohan Singh?
It is. It is a straight thing. I have quoted from the manifesto. It's a straight thing. He says after 33 years,
Mm.
now we have to relook, and for that they have given very elaborate, vague things. But basically, they are going against what Manmohan Singh did during that 91 to 96 period, which actually brought the country out of a big mess, I would say. On
That's a
For
big
those five
service they
years,
did to the. Yeah.
yeah, for those 5 years, I remain a fan of Manmohan Singh. But between 2004 and 2014, I'm not. I would like to say a few things about those 10 years that Manmohan Singh was at the helm.
Yeah.
He lent his
Sure.
credibility and trust to a complete pretender to the throne, a person who was wielding authority without any kind of responsibility. He lent it to it. The constitution says the post of the prime minister is the cornerstone of the arch of democracy. He completely undermined that post.
Correct. Yeah.
The prime minister is supposed to be the first among equals in the cabinet. Manmohan Singh was never the first among equals. The cabinet formation was the prerogative of the prime minister. But Karnanidhi could push one Ayagiri into the central cabinet. That was the kind of prerogative that Manmohan Singh exercised. But worst of all, the constitution says the prime minister and the cabinet shall hold office at the pleasure of the president. The constitution meant the country's president. Manmohan Singh interpreted it as the Congress president. That's what it is. It became a joke. It became a joke. And finally, Manmohan Singh, everybody knows that he was keeping the seat warm as a regent for a prince in waiting, and the prince is still in waiting. saying all kinds of these blunders and bloomers and all kind of things. This is my concluding statement. So we have a new Robin Hood
So,
here.
yeah. So when it goes to Manmohan's legacy, he once said, as he was retiring from prime ministership, he said, "History will judge me more, kindly." Right. One of the things that is undisputed about Manmohan is his contribution to liberalization. Right. He was number two to Rao, of course. Without Narasimha Rao, it couldn't have happened. But he was one of the architects of that. That nobody can take it away from him.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and today is Rahul Gandhi taking that away from Manmohan.
Exactly. See, Congress has this practice of doing it to all its stalwarts. Okay, the Congress does not like stalwarts; it likes only warts. Now, the Congress did it to so many others. Lal Bahadur Shastri, Kamaraj, so many others. Morarji Desai was in the Congress; they were thrown out. Then you come to so many other people. Of course, there are so many other governments they have pulled down everywhere. They have used Article 356 like just like that. In Tamil Nadu alone, they have used Article 356 4 times. Today, people talk about Kejriwal being arrested. Congress did not have to do all those things because it could dismiss entire governments, entire state cabinets with one stroke of the pen with the Article 356 with pliable presidents around. So Congress have done this to Narasimha Rao. It has completely forgotten him. Then Sitaram Kesari, the way he was literally thrown out of the Congress office. People should not forget all that. Why did Sharad Pawar and all those people leave the Congress? Sonia Gandhi said she will not take over as Congress president. You had all the congressmen rolling on Janpath, begging her to be in stay back as Congress president. This is the Congress culture. Sitaram Kesari was thrown out. So why not Manmohan Singh? Manmohan Singh is also expendable. That's what I would say.